Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I want us to think together about images. Images of American Indians. All of these images and meanings form like wallpaper on the insides of our minds. They're ever present and yet invisible. These are our fictional portrayals of the real Native nations.
Like I say, I've been thinking like a Native all my life, but I didn't never want to expose it because I was in the South. Then I said, well, maybe if I go to New York, I can expand myself. Not knowing that I was going to meet other Indians that more so look like me.
Welcome to Manhattan, land of the hills, land of the Lenape, home of the urban Indian. Yeah, we still here, dug in. We got low a long time ago. They said we died off, yet they still got a classification for us. Wonder why? Urban Indians are Native Americans in the United States who live in urban areas. Urban Indians represent a growing proportion of the native population in the United States. The National Urban Indian Family Coalition considers the term to apply to individuals of American Indian and Alaskan Native ancestry who may or may not have direct and or active ties with a particular tribe, but who identify with and are at least somewhat active in Native communities in their urban areas.
Great-grandfather was an Indian chief. Shinnecock, from the Shinnecock Reservation in Long Island, Riverhead. So that's where my mother met my father in Long Island. Dirty just carried his heritage to the limit.
Plus your whole stamina. Here comes the fucking medical examiner. One verse, niggas be out for the count. Bring the ammonia, make sure his fucking ass get the right amount.
We're Indians. I say, and they used to say, yeah, we Indians, we sold Manhattan. I said, well, listen. They sold Manhattan for trinkets. So you always said, well, we're going to try to get it back. I said, Rusty, please. You're not getting it back, so forget it.
The Indian that sold Manhattan to the white man, my grandfather. Step up, they get knocked right the fuck out. Come to the cookout.
The Bowling Green had with the bull out in the street. That Wall Street, the reason why that name Wall Street was a wall they built there to keep the Indians behind one end of the wall, while the Dutchmen who came in controlled their business on the other side of the wall.
Right now, if I'd have still been in the South, you don't see natives in the South, my complexion, saying they native. Because they still in the South and they ain't been exposed to the natives here with the dark complexion on the reservation still today. I said, good God, Mama was telling the truth.
I laid in the bed last night. I had a dream that touched me deep down inside.
Why not?
Oh, yes, I did. Oh. I felt like I want to tell the whole world about it. I dreamed that she was gone, and I'm sad about it. Oh, I'm sad about it. Oh, I'm sad about it. I dreamed that she was gone, and I'm sad about it. Do you know? Oh, I'm so sad. She robbed me of all my pride, and I'm sad about it. Oh, I'm sad about it. Oh,
when you're doing genealogical searches, unless you can talk to your ancestors, your parents, your grandmothers, great-grandmothers, and I tell people when I do presentations, talk to the people in the past from whence came I, and that, so I can know how far I still have to go, okay?
I'm so sad. I remember a long time ago, but all my friends tried to tell me the wrong that she was doing, but I just wouldn't listen.
What is not known is that the very first reservations were not out west. Usually the typical understanding of the reservation system was that during westward migration, and as the boundaries of the United States continued to extend further and further west, that reservations were set up out west. Well, it's true that they were set up out west, but what is left out of the story is that the very first reservations were here in the east. And as early as the 1600s, reservations were being set up for Eastern Indians. They were, in some instances, not the same as they wound up being in the West, but they were set up. One of the official reservations in New Jersey, set up by the colony of New Jersey and continued into the early period of the federal period in New Jersey, is the Burlington Reservation, which is in Burlington County. And that was disbanded in the early 1800s.
As a child, I remember different conversations. Say I'm 5, 6, 7 years old. And whenever there was a sharing going on, whether it was with grandmas or with her kids, that, certain words rang true, such as Brotherton. When Brotherton came out saying, yeah, well, they were supposed to be sent there, the problem with the treaties, how treaties were broken, and how grandpops will be either his grandfather or his great-grandfather ended up having to go to Brotherton with his brothers, and for whatever reason, they didn't feel comfortable with them staying with their tribe. They was making too much trouble. So they made them indentured servants and sent them down to Virginia, in which 4 of the brothers were lynched. They don't teach you about Brotherton in high school. Okay, they're not going to teach you that how they took about the treaties that sort of fell apart, and in turn to those treaties falling apart. And this is before Walk the Trails of Tears.
Yeah, long before.
This is before how people ended up in an indentured servant situation. They're not going to tell you about the protests. But when I went to college, boom, there it was about Brotherton to be in the first South, the first reservation, and and certain things rang true.
There had been hostility between the settlers and our ancestors, between European settlers and our ancestors, and in order to help quell some of the hostility and disputes over territory, many of our people were placed in areas and were promised that the land would be kept inviolate. They would not have to worry about encroachment. They would not have to worry about losing their land. And yet, we did. The intention was that we would live together in peace in Philadelphia. That is a pact that my people have continued. We've never broken it. The agreement was that we would always dwell in peace with the children of William Penn. Sadly, William Penn's own son broke it and swindled our folks out of a vast amount of territory.
She robbed me of all my pride, and I'm sad about it.
But the C's, like I said, the M's and the ladder to black. By 1900s, they were all black. BL, every one of them.
Hey, Sio. I'm here at the request of Dr. Holloway, Chairman-in-Chief of the Sandhill Band of Indians, and his counsel, Ron Holloway. I'm honored to attend this meeting today, September 17th, at 10 a.m. in Trenton, of the New Jersey Commission on American Indian Affairs. I've worked extensively with the community then known as Moors in Cumberland County, New Jersey, to organize the county as a tribal entity. You may speak to Chief Mark Gould, who I encouraged to move back to New Jersey from Maryland to lead his community to later become known as the Manicoke Lenni Lenape Indians.
Our existence was through the churches. We were one of the first tribes to be Christianized. And we've always had the toss-up between traditional and Christian life amongst the people in the tribe.
I just want to say something about the Rock family in St. Thomas and why it is so perfect for us to be doing this family gathering here. Some of you may know that great-grandfathers and great-uncles were some of the first members of this parish when it was formed in 1901. Among the first people to be confirmed were William E. Rock, Annie Rock, and Leroy Rock.
In the church, we governed around family matriarchs, and we lost all that. And the elders in the church were the ones that kind of set the rules that we had to continue to live by when there's a change. And then the tribe started to drift away from who we are.
This was a common story amongst all the tribes in New Jersey. You see, strict laws were passed, laws that denied us the right to live our culture. The moment we left the reservation, we were considered Negroes. So although my family are direct descendants of the Navasinks in the Sandhills, we lost our way as well. We are now trying to find our way back.
Hi, I'm Caroline Rockman. I am part of the 15 children of Cassie Rock and Leroy Rock who lived in Seabright. My mother raised her family in Seabright. Originally she was from Eatontown. Let's see, what else can I say? I'm the youngest daughter. I had a twin. Her name was Catherine.
Youngest daughter.
I was youngest daughter of my mother. Okay. I also like to say that I had 6 children. I was married to Kenneth Mann from Red Bank, and I'm aunt of the Fishers. Their mother was Louise.
I'm Donna Chameau. I'm of the Vazinus Rock from Seabright. And I have 3 sons. Kyle is the middle son. My oldest son is Patrick Chameau. And my youngest son is Canaan. They're unable to come today. This is Patrick's daughter, my granddaughter. So I always try to have a gathering as often as I can. I'm now living in North Carolina, but I am coming back. So hopefully next year we can have a really nice time. So try to keep in touch on FB or whatever. Okay? Thank you.
Even though there's some distance between us, that when we do get together, we're so cool, you know, as a family, you know, and I just think it just goes back to our roots, you know.
Those of us who stayed, especially those of us who stayed here in southern New Jersey, have been referred to by tradition, by our northern relatives up in Canada, as the keepers of the land. That there were families that had partially assimilated, adopted Christianity. Some had gotten deeds to ancient lands that their families had been on for years, and they stayed put. And we are the remnant that stayed put. And the belief was that we would always hold on to the place where the dust of our ancestors' bones.
Not in Oklahoma, not in Wisconsin, and not in Canada. We still home.
There are many who don't understand how important, how sacred, how tied to our identity our relationship with the land actually is. So we stayed. our families, our ancestors remain.
He was like, yeah, how they had a huge acres of land, 60 acres of land, 60 acres of land. They had farms, pigs, everything. They worked the land, and unfortunately, they lost the land because of heavy taxation.
Yeah, that's how they did us too. Yeah.
Heavy taxation, they lost the land, and I remember looking at these pictures in the family album, and I asked my mother, I said, Mom, who that? Oh, that's your grandfather's brothers and sisters. I was like, oh, she looked like, you know, she got some native in them. And then my mom was like, yeah, that's because they are. And you see them with the long braids coming down on the back, and brown skin. And I was like, oh, wow. And I used to go to Jersey for the family reunion back in the 80s.
What part of Jersey?
It was around Monmouth County, Jersey. There was hard workers, farmers. And they had a lot of crops on their land, corn. And one thing he said that, in the letter, that his grandparents used to smoke indigo on the porch. And he said that there wasn't a time where they never wore their moccasins. He always saw them with their moccasins
on. So they was never slaves.
Never slaves.
Got a history of owning land.
60 acres.
60 acres. And when you deal with Monmouth County, like that's prime real estate. That's the Jersey Shore. Like wouldn't have been no Jersey Shore, the television show, without Monmouth County.
Exactly.
Like that's prime on the family names list, like you said.
We have Ray, which is my mother's mother. Then we got Potter, which is my mother's mother. And we got Thompson, which is my mother's father's mother.
See? So now we met through Clico.
Yeah.
Right? We've known each other a few years now.
Correct.
Right? And we've already connected.
Correct.
Fleshed things out. You know what I mean? Been able to like verify information for each other. Correct. Now, your family's migration history consists of what?
My grandfather said that his grandmother is Bertha Farrell, and she was born in Virginia in 1883.
Now, what part of Virginia?
Culpeper, Virginia.
Culpeper, and that would be, is that western or eastern?
I think it's western Virginia.
Okay.
Southwest area. Okay. Culpeper, Virginia. And her husband was Thompson from Baltimore. And he said they both was full-blooded Cherokee people or whatever. And they moved to New Jersey. And when they moved to New Jersey, that's where they had the family.
Yeah. All right, so y'all have history of natives moving from Virginia
into New
Jersey. Now, anybody that has done any real research knows that all throughout the 1700s, there's like 5 different migrations.
Correct.
Of tribes coming from the north, from the south to the north. My family, the Richardsons, was among them. Now, I mean, so you're saying Thompsons, right?
Correct.
Now, when we look on our family list of Lenape Cherokee descendants in Monmouth County, New Jersey, we find Thompson, Richardson, Ray, Reevy, all these names on these lists.
Here's the thing we should be asking ourselves. I don't know the story of these. Do you know that? Did you know that? Why not? Were the American Indians wronged? Yes. Yes. And that's what we focus on in America. The question should be the ones that the founders asked. Who are they? Who are they?
John Rock.
He wasn't around when I came around, right?
You never heard of John Rock?
No, he was born, right? He was
Remember
gone.
family said Papa John and Papa Sam.
He died in the late 60s.
No, this is 1968. Who's John Ray Gwenny? Let me see his face.
Yeah, I think he died way before you died. Late 60s right now.
Yeah, who was that?
Grandpa Block.
Oh yeah.
That's 68.
I was in
Yeah, 1963. Leroy? 1963.
I don't remember him, so I remember Grandma Rock, but
Yeah, you wouldn't.
That's what I was asking. That's what I was asking.
You are more.
He looks like Zeke. Keep him.
Because she's gonna throw him away.
Oh my God. Keep him. Hold up. She mean really keep him?
Yes, keep them. I got my stash.
If you were to walk into any mosque in America and you just laid your hands on the first person,
We now return to your regular programming.